Today is the first day of totally having the floor out. Every ounce of wood and metal is off the floor. There's quite a bit of rust, but we'll treat and prevent all of that from happening further before we put the floor in. Next steps are going to be taking this AC unit off the ceiling, and then we will start taking off the ceiling altogether. There's a lot of little things on the ceiling that will have to come down first, but that's just with an impact and taking out 7 billion screws. So once we get these down, we're cruising right along. The ceiling is held up by screws. Last bus was held up by rivets. I'm so excited that it's not rivets because I hate rivets. Yeah, so let's get started, shall we? I don't know what that was. Just go with it. All right, so for the AC unit, there are 4 massive bolts holding it to the support system that is actually holding it to the ceiling. These bolts don't go through the roof. Instead, they're held on by this little riveted support system, which was a lot nicer than what Atlas had, which the bolts went all the way through the ceiling. So the size I have for this socket is a 14. I don't know if yours is the same, but that's what I have. Again, I just have a super basic socket set, and it's all I really need for projects like this. I did remove the AC units by myself, but I do recommend having another person with you. It's a lot safer. So how I did it, I just removed the back 2 bolts first, then one of the front, and then the second front bolt. It was actually held on by a wire, so it helped a little bit. Now that we have the AC unit down, the next step is to take off this metal bracket. This is literally just to hold seatbelts in. So if the seatbelt needs, if you could take a seat out and then you can add a seatbelt in for a wheelchair, I think that's what it's for. I do have a seatbelt back there, so I'm pretty sure that's what it's for. Just an impact, take all the screws out. That has it on the other side as well, along with this plastic. Here we go. Just took all of the screws, but there's also L-wrench bolts in as well. You can see like the darker ones. It's every 2, so 2 and then L-wrench. I'm just using a drill bit. They're coming out super well because they're not rusted or torch or anything up here. So good luck, because it may just come out chef's kiss. And after all the hassle with the floor, I'm taking all the wins I can get. Okay, I'm gonna continue. Cool. Happy we had this chat. Zoom zoom. I went right to the plastic and continued to unscrew screws. So many screws. Good luck. So this is pretty much the door mechanism that opens and closes the door. It was covered by a plastic piece. I will not be taking off that last piece of metal. It's just easier. We did it with Atlas. We're gonna do it again with Charlie, and we'll just put a nice wooden box around it. So this plastic stuff, I actually didn't know how to remove it. I just used a hammer and it came right up. And then these wires, I just undo them, and then when you do your ceiling, you just tuck them away. One is to a light and the other one is just to like a loudspeaker. So that's what you have right there. I just wanted to say one more thing about wires. When you do any of the wires and you remove them and detach them, label where you detach them from. So in the back corners, there's a big bundle of wires, and I labeled them like 1 and 1 and 2 and 2, just so I know in case the bus doesn't start for some reason, I know where to go back to. I want to get my ending recorded. The camera's gonna die very soon. I almost have every screw removed from the ceiling, which is a lot. 510 will be removed just by me. There are more in the ceiling. After they are all removed, next video will be me taking out the ceiling, all the insulation out, figuring out where there's rust in the ceiling because sometimes there's leaks, figuring out what to do with the emergency exit, and yeah, but see you next time, and I appreciate y'all. Subscribe, like, peace. Stay healthy, folks. Bye-bye. Yeah.